the Ataxia Burpee Challenge presented by Hope for Ataxia to raise for the National Ataxia Foundation.
Hey everyone, it's Mark here. We seem to be having some technical difficulties. The stream's a bit seems to be frozen on Facebook, so just hang on for a second while we play around with it, see what we can fix. Okay. It looks like Courtney's back, so let me add her. Okay. Go ahead, Courtney.
Thanks. I'm back, and I'll. So where was I? So we've raised just over $7,500 of our $10,000 goal, and we're just shy. So feel free to donate. The link is still up, and you can donate here. And the link, if it's on StreamYard, will be below. And we'd love to have more donations. We'd love to hit that $10,000. So Nate, do you have the? Oh. Okay. Technology.
Yeah, we're having some issues. I don't know. Oh, it looks like Nate added us back to the Facebook stream. Oh,
is it working?
No. Just keep talking, doing your thing, and
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So when we wanted to do a burpee challenge, the question we got asked was, why do a burpee? I don't think burpees rank high on people's list of things that they want to do. Usually when you hear burpee, you look the other way. I once told a friend, and she asked if she could pay someone to do burpees for her. And I said, no, you have to try to challenge yourself and do the burpees. But essentially, we chose to make this a burpee challenge because we wanted to attract a wide audience and get as many people involved as we could. So I mentioned that we are raising funds for the National Ataxia Foundation. But what really is it? You know, what did they do? What is their role in the ataxia community? Well, we have a video from Andrew Rosen, who's the executive director, and he is explaining what it is. And the video was taken at the annual Ataxia conference that was held earlier this year. So Nate, can you put the video up?
The NAF Board of Directors and senior staff came together for a series of virtual meetings late last year in order to update the organization's vision and mission statements and key strategic goals. These are important elements that will guide NAF well into the future. I'm excited to share them with you now. First, NAF's vision is clear and simple: a world without ataxia. While this may seem a long ways off, it drives our daily work and long-term strategic planning. The day when NAF no longer needs to exist will indeed be a day of celebration. Next, our mission is to accelerate the development of treatments and a cure while working to improve the lives of those living with ataxia. This is an update to our previous mission that focused on research, education, and support. We will certainly still do that important work, but it is now time to take a bold step forward and start focusing on treatments in addition to supporting all of you living with ataxia. NAF has been funding basic ataxia research since our founding in 1957. Those many years of investment have paid off, and now there are a large number of pharmaceutical companies that are pursuing treatments for various forms of ataxia. We are assisting them in many ways, including asking you all to participate in studies and trials as they become available. Lastly, our 3 strategic goals are to 1, connect all people affected by ataxia, both personally and professionally, with NAF. 2, mobilize the ataxia community to advance and participate in research and clinical trials. And 3, enhance local and national support for those living with ataxia. You will see these goals come to life in our communications and program offerings over the next several years. I look forward to chatting with many of you in the next few days. This is your foundation, and your input is critical in shaping our joint future.
Great. What a video. Thanks, Andrew. For those who are unfamiliar or new to this community, that video was a really great overview of what NAF is and what they do. There are great organizations out there that have honorable causes, but we chose to raise funds for NAF because they're well known in the community, and we built a strong relationship with them over the past couple of years. When I was first diagnosed, I didn't know where to turn, and NAF was the first organization that came up on my screen when I was looking for supports. And one of the resources they have, among many others that I think is great, is the international resources and support groups around the world. It's definitely great for people who aren't in the US and who are looking for support, and they can find it there. The NAF has a great cause, and they have a great cause, and they've impacted so many people. So we're really glad to be raising funds for them, and it's led us to this event today. Before I introduce the other hosts and go over the schedule for today, let me cover some housekeeping rules for this platform. This is our first time using StreamYard to host a virtual event, so if there are technical issues, you can blame Mark. I'm just kidding. Just please be patient. We're learning it as we go, and we'll try to make it as seamless as possible, but there may be some hiccups. If you comment directly on whichever platform you're viewing us on, we can respond directly. So feel free to leave comments, questions, any feedback, and we can interact with you. So what we're doing today is a 2-hour live event. We'll be starting with a warm-up, followed by the burpee challenge, and ending with a cool down and prize draw. Let me introduce the lovely hosts you're going to have over the next couple hours that will be helping me with my hosting duties. There's Michelle. There she is.
Hey, everybody.
There's Amy. Hey.
Hello.
And there's Mark.
Hi, everyone.
And we will also have our warm-up and cool-down that is going to be led by Tim.
Hi.
Tim is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and realize they were created to be strong and healthy. Tim is also an author, personal trainer, speaker, and co-founder of Original Strength, which is an education company that teaches about the power of human movement. So take it away, Tim.
All right, so we're going to warm up before we do begin the burpee challenge. This is a very gentle warm up, but it will prepare your body for doing all the burpees that you want to do. So the first thing we're going to do is just lie down on the floor on your belly. So you're going to lie on your belly and just rest your head on your hands like this. And trust me, this is a very good warm up and good thing to do before you do burpees or any physical activity for that matter. So all we're going to do is lie down on the floor, rest your head on your hands, and we're going to breathe into our nose and try to fill our belly up with air. And you should feel your belly push against the floor as you breathe. If you feel your chest pushing in the floor, try to breathe lower into your belly. And that's as hard as this gets. So just close your eyes, close your lips, breathe in and out through your nose, and try to fill your belly up with air as you breathe. And we're going to do this for about 2 to 3 minutes. If you fall asleep, I'll wake you up in 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're going to move on to the next thing. But for right now, just try to relax, close your eyes, close your lips, breathe in and out through your nose, and allow your belly to push on the floor or the ground while you breathe. If you're curious, this is called Crocodile Breathing, and it is fantastic for preparing the body to move. It's also fantastic for calming the mind and soothing the emotions. And if you're doing this right, you should feel your belly push the floor. You might even feel your low back rise up and down. This is a very gentle way to massage the lumbar spine, to move the lumbar spine and get some mobility in it. And if you can, while you're breathing down into your belly, see if you can, how far down you can pull the air. Can you pull the air down to your feet? It's just an imagery thing. You won't be able to do that. And if you do, that's really amazing. But the deeper you can pull the air, the more access you'll have to feeling your belly push the ground. And again, this could feel fantastic for your lower back. Incidentally, this is a great way to help prevent back issues, back pain, or even get rid of back pain. And while you're breathing, if it is not there, make sure your tongue is on the roof of your mouth. If you're not sure where that actually is, just swallow, and you'll feel your tongue press up to the roof of your mouth, and that's where it belongs. So if you can keep your tongue there, it will actually be easier to breathe, and the rest of your body will actually move better as well. So our eyes are shut, we're relaxed, we're breathing in, we feel our belly push the floor, we feel our low back rise up and down as our belly pushes the floor, our tongue's on the roof of our mouth, we're breathing in and out of our nose. And if you can, search your body for tension as you're doing this and try to let it go if you find any. You're doing great. We're almost done. I know this is tiring. I guess if it makes you sleepy, though, that would be considered tiring. All right. Good job on the breathing. From there, we were lying on our belly with our head propped up on our hands. Now we're going to prop ourselves up on our forearms. We're getting it nice and tall on our forearms. We're still on our belly. And if you're a child of the 80s, this is kind of like watching Saturday morning cartoons on the floor, watching your TV, which also was sitting on the floor. So we're propped up on our forearms. We're still trying to breathe down into our belly, but we're going to raise our head up and down. So now we're doing what we call head nods. So you're going to take your eyes up and then your head up, and you're going to take your eyes down and your head down. So it's eyes up, eyes down, head down. Tongue stays on the roof of your mouth. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Breathing's always good. It's good for everyone. So eyes up, and just move your head where your neck will allow you to move it. Don't move into pain, but take advantage of whatever range of motion you have. But lead the motion with your eyes, because the body follows the head, but the head follows the eyes. So eyes up, eyes down, head down. Tongue's on the roof of the mouth. We're nodding yes, very slowly. Everyone feeling good? Having a good time? Yes. Oh, that's good. That's great. It's good to hear. So eyes up, eyes down, head down. And we're just moving our head up and down gently, keeping our tongue on the roof of our mouth. All right, from there, we're going to look over our right shoulder and try to find our feet. And then we're going to look over our left shoulder and try to find our feet. So we're doing head rotations. Still propped up on our arms, looking over our shoulder, see if you can see your feet. But the rule is move your eyes first. So eyes right, rotate right, eyes left, head left, rotate left, keeping your tongue on the roof of your mouth, still breathing, don't hold your breath. So eyes right, eyes left, head left. Can you see your feet? And if you can't see your feet, just look as far as you comfortably can. Move where your head and neck will allow you to move without moving into pain. If it's only 2 inches worth of range of motion, that is fantastic. You're doing great. Just move where you can. Just make sure you're leading with your eyes, taking your eyes through a full range of motion. So if you wear glasses, look away or outside of the frame of your frames. Get out of your frame of reference. So you're moving your eyes as far as they'll go, move your head as far as it'll go, and you're allowing the head to follow the eyes, letting the eyes drive the motion. So eyes right, eyes left, head left. All right, great. Now we're going to do elbow rolls. So what we're going to do is you're lying on your belly, you're going to stretch out like Superman, and you're going to take your right elbow, you're going to look at it, and you're going to reach back behind you and try to touch your right elbow to the floor behind you. And then you're just going to come back to your belly. And then you're going to take your left elbow, look at it, reach back behind you and try to touch your left elbow to the floor behind you. Just move as far as your body will allow you to go. Can you touch your elbow to the floor? Great if you can. If you can't quite touch it to the floor or even get close, that's still great. You move where you can move where your body will let you move, but lead the motion with your eyes on your elbow. So it's look at the right elbow, reach back behind you, try to roll towards your back to touch the elbow to the floor. Let go, come back to your belly, look at your left elbow, reach back behind you, try to touch your left elbow to the floor. And we're just going to work that from side to side. Keep your lower body nice and relaxed. Stay loosey-goosey, which means legs are just there. You don't need any tension in your legs or your stomach. Just let all the tension go and just try to reach back behind you and touch that elbow to the floor or get it as close as it will go. So we're just working that back and forth from the right to the left or from the left to the right, depending on which way you started with or which one you're on. Tongue stays on the roof of your mouth. We're still trying to breathe in and out through our nose. If you can, keep your lips shut and just track your elbow with your eyes. Working that from left to right or right to left, side to side. Should feel pretty good. This is a great way to get some rotation in your spine, your thoracic spine. Keep working that left to right. You guys are doing great. All right, from there, we're going to finally get off our bellies. We're going to roll over to our backs, and you're going to put your arms perpendicular by your torso, and you're going to raise your knees up towards your chest and pull your knees up towards your chest so that your feet are in the air. And while keeping your knees pulled up towards your chest and your arms out by your side, you're going to rotate your legs from side to side, nice and slow. This is called the windshield wiper. If you can, keep your shoulder blades in contact with the floor the whole time and just rotate your legs side to side like a windshield wiper. Again, this is nice and slow and smooth, should feel amazing. It's another great way to rotate the spine. You're also getting your abdominal muscles involved. And we're just rotating from right to left, left to right. If you want to, you can use your eyes in your head to look as you rotate over, but you can also just look up at the sky or the ceiling, whatever feels comfortable. The most important thing is keep your knees pulled up towards your chest the whole time, even as your legs rotate over. So as your legs rotate all the way to the side, the knees are still pulled up towards the chest. And we're working that from right to left, nice and slow, nice and smooth. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. And if at all able, continue to breathe down into your belly as you do the windshield wipers, working from right to left, left to right. Again, this should feel pretty wonderful. It's going to feel better than burpees, I can tell you that. But it's a great way to get your body ready to move. It's also a great way to give your spine some much needed tender love and care. So we are working that from side to side. Try to keep your shoulder blades on the ground. Okay, so from the windshield wipers, we're lying on our backs. Now we're going to take our hands, and our knees are pulled up towards our chest. We're going to grab our shins. So now we're on our back, tucked in a ball, holding our shins, and we're going to look right with our eyes in our head, and then we're going to roll our body to the right. And then we're going to look left with our eyes in our head, and we're going to roll our body back to the left. So you're holding your shins, and we call these egg rolls because you're kind of in the shape of an egg now. And again, the eyes and head are leading the motion. So it's eyes right, head right, eyes left, head left. Eyes right, head right, eyes left, head left. And we're just working that from side to side. This should also feel pretty good. This is a great way to loosen up the neck and the spine. It's a great way to get a lot of skin contact with the floor to teach your body to flood your brain with information about your body so that your body moves better and feels better. So it's eyes, head, body, eyes, head, body. So eyes go right, head goes right, body rolls to the right. Eyes rotate left, head rotates left, the body rolls to the left. And we're just working that back and forth from side to side. You guys are doing great. All right, unfortunately, we can't roll around all day. We've got burpees to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll over to our hands and knees, and we're going to get on our hands and knees. So we're up on our hands and knees, and we're going to pull our head up where our eyes and our head are level with the horizon, and we're going to be proud. Nice, big, tall chest. You're on your hands and knees, and all I want you to do is rock your butt back towards your feet, and then rock your body up over your hands. So we're just rocking back and forth. You're going to rock your butt back towards your feet, and then you're going to rock your shoulders back over your hands. Butt back towards your feet, shoulders back over the hands. We're just rocking back and forth. Tongue stays on the roof of your mouth. Still breathing in and out of our nose if we can. Still pulling air down into our bellies. And we're just rocking back and forth. If you can, please keep your head and eyes up on the horizon. Keep your chest tall. Stay proud. and rock back and forth on your hands and knees. And again, you want to rock where you can in pain-free range of motion. So if it hurts, don't rock that far. Shorten your range of motion. And just rock where you can, where it doesn't hurt. If you can rock all the way back, butt to feet, awesome. And if you can rock all the way forward, shoulders over hands, awesome. Just rock where you can, though, with whatever range of motion your body's giving you. Your tongue stays on the roof of your mouth. We're still breathing in and out of the nose. We're just rocking gently back and forth. Now, that's how you rock on your hands and knees. Now we're going to rock in circles. So I want you to imagine that there is a magic marker in your belly button, and you're going to draw big circles with your belly button. So we're going to rock in circles. So you're on your hands and knees, and you're going to use your belly button or that magic marker in your belly button to draw big circles. Eyes and head still stay on the horizon. Chest still stays tall. And just rock where you can in circles. Now, that was probably rocking in one direction for the circle. Now switch directions. So if you were rocking in a circle to your right, or start rocking in a circle to your left. Make sure your body can rock in both directions. Good job, guys. All right. I don't know if you know what bird dogs are, but bird dogs are when you're on your hands and your knees and you raise your opposite arm and leg away from each other. So we're going to stay on our hands and knees. Our eyes and head are still on the horizon, and you're going to raise your right hand and your left foot out away from each other. And then you're going to put them back down on the ground. And then you're going to raise your left hand and your right foot out away from each other. And you're going to put them back on the ground. These are called bird dogs. Now we're getting your body ready and prepped for all the burpees you're doing. So raise opposite arm and leg away from each other, and then put them down, and then raise the other arm and leg away from each other and put them down. And we're just going to work that from side to side. Keeping your tongue still on the roof of your mouth, still breathing in and out through your nose, and if at all possible, still breathing down into your belly. So raising the right arm and the left leg away from each other, and then we're raising the left arm and the right leg away from each other. And we're just working that back and forth from side to side. All right, guys, good job. We are almost done. Last thing, we're going to stand up to our feet. Now we're ready for burpees. But before we do burpees, we're going to do what we call cross crawls. And you're just going to take your right hand and touch it to your left knee. And then you can take your left hand and touch it to your right knee. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. We're still breathing in and out through our nose. And we're just working this from side to side. So right hand to left knee, left hand to right knee, right hand to left knee, left hand to right knee, right hand to left knee, left hand to right knee. And just work that from side to side. Still breathing in and out through your nose, tongue still on the roof of your mouth. You guys are doing great. We're going to do just a few more. The touches are where the magic happens. Make sure you're touching, because it is actually very magical for your nervous system. And stop. All right, guys, that is our warm-up. You are now prepped and ready to do some super burpees. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim, for that warm up. Thank you, and we'll see you for the cool down. Thank you. And then I think we're going to go to Mark for our countdown to the burpee challenge, right?
All right.
So, Mark, I think your screensaver's on. Your screen seems to be
No.
kind of.
Yeah, I'm back.
We still don't see you.
Oi.
Maybe you can verbally count us
Okay.
down to the
Sorry.
challenge.
I'm changing my
Maybe Mark, do you want to just count us down verbally, and then me and Amy can start?
Gotta love technology.
I mean, guys, this is our first live stream. Take it a little bit easy on us. We're learning as we're going. So
Can you hear me?
yes, we can see you as
Yes,
well.
cool.
Yay!
Sorry,
Yay!
my GoPro just picked this time to go haywire. So yeah. Anyways, so just wanted to take a minute, say how appreciative I am of everyone helping out with this. We got a lot of help, obviously, from Tim Anderson of Original Strength. StreamYard helped us out by providing us with this platform. We've also got some prizes donated from, Earth Runners donated code ABC 2021. If anyone wants to get some nice new sandals, 10% of that purchase will go to the NF, and 10% of and you'll get a 10% discount. As far as prizes, we've got 20% off of supplements from Alpha Omega. We've got some free classes from Darby from Motivation USA. We've got free classes from Mary Beth Farley, and we've got free cooking classes from Troy Stewart. But we'll do that draw afterwards. But I just want to say how much I appreciate everyone's help. And there's a community of people with this rare disease that could really use some inspiration and motivation and some help, because our ability to move is for those who can't move. So let's not take it for granted, and let's get ready to start this thing. I'm kind of nervous about doing 461 burpees, but oh well. Yeah, so I'll start it with a countdown. We'll start in 3. 1, 2, 2.5, 3. Here we go.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark, for the countdown. Welcome, everybody, to the Ataxia Burpee Challenge, the virtual live stream event. We're very excited to have you here with us. This is Hope for Ataxia's first ever fundraiser, and as such, Hope for Ataxia would like to thank all of the hardworking volunteers who helped put this fundraiser and event together. They also want to profoundly thank all of the fundraisers and donors who had given money and are supporting those with ataxia in finding a cure or treatment. Without you, this fundraiser wouldn't have been as fun as it has been. And finally, we want to thank you, the viewer, for coming to our live stream event today. If you have any questions for us or any comments, please post it on the chat on YouTube. I know our Facebook stream is kind of not working right now, but our YouTube stream is working. So if you have any comments or anything you want to ask questions, you can definitely put it in the chat on the YouTube channel. If you hadn't had a chance to donate yet, there is still time. You can still donate. Please just go to the Hope for Ataxia website, find the ABC Challenge, and click on the donate button. Now just click on the donate button, sorry. All funds will go towards the National Ataxia Foundation. Now you must be wondering who Amy and I are. So my name is Michelle, and my co-host for the hour is going to be Amy. Amy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm kind of boring, really. My journey with ataxia started in about like 2007, 2008. There were just some symptoms that I couldn't dismiss anymore. I couldn't ignore. So regrettably, I went to my doctor and we started that journey. And, I moved around a lot, Michelle. And so finally in 2015, I had a diagnosis. I had genetic test done. So it took that long, but that's okay. I wasn't really in a hurry to find out because it was kind of like depressing. But
Yeah.
anyhow, so I finally found out in 2015. But when I was trying to figure out what was going on, the NAF was really something that was special to me because that's what came first when I did the search. And so I absorbed all their information sheets, and every time I moved somewhere new, I had to reestablish my medical care. So I just learned to print out the NAF PDFs and just give them to my doctors, because this is rare and it's not very well known, and so any information can help. So I've used the NAF. I've been to webinars. I've watched the Q&A sessions. I've watched the videos. They have something really great on their website. Number one is, well, everything's great, but they have an exercise PDF of things you can do at home. So I used to go to the gym all the time, but COVID really changed that. And also the parking lot is not as great as, some places. So I just learned to work out at home. So I really like the fact that they had some exercises, and also they had videos of people demonstrating the exercises. So those were awesome.
Awesome.
And I guess you wanted to know maybe like how I've been involved with Hope for Ataxia.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us how you became involved with Hope for Ataxia?
Basically, I'm on Facebook anyway, so I found the group, and then I started contributing, and then I found out about the Zoom calls or the support group meetings. So I went to a couple of those, and well, more than a couple. But now I'm a moderator of that group, and I started my own group. So yeah, I made a lot of friends, and I've learned a lot of like tips and tricks, because even though I've lived with this for 10 plus years, there are people that have lived with it way longer, and they are pros. They know how to get stuff done. So I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of friends, including you, Michelle.
Thanks, Amy. So I'm just going to do a quick introduction of myself. So my name is Michelle Reed. I was diagnosed with SCA3 in March of this year, so it's relatively still new to me. And it just so happens that the week that I was diagnosed was also the week of the NAF first ever virtual conference as well. And after Googling about ataxia and SCA3 and finding very limited resources on the interwebs, I immediately signed up for the conference. And let me tell you, that week was a whirlwind of information about ataxia. And the best part was that the information wasn't just coming from experts in the field of ataxia, but it was coming from people with ataxia themselves as well. I was able to listen to their journeys and to learn from their experiences. And I know that my experience and my progression will be much different from theirs, but just learning and hearing about their experience was very valuable for me as well. And after that conference, I was looking for support groups in my area in Canada. And that was how I came across the Hope for Ataxia support groups. And that first meeting that I attended, I believe I was still pretty emotional. The diagnosis was still fresh and still new. And Amy, I think you were there. You can probably attest to that I was crying and telling my story and all that kind of stuff. But I was really glad that I went. And I had met so many people around the world through the support group. And it was definitely, it has definitely made it a lot easier for me to have this disease, knowing that I'm not alone in this journey. So that's a little bit about myself. Amy, did you want to recap in terms of the money raised from ABC?
Sure. Yeah, we've raised over $7,500, which is really close to the goal of $10,000. So if you could
Donate, you guys.
Donate. There's a link somewhere there. I don't know.
Nate, can you post the link on the banner for the? Yes, there you go.
Oh,
that is
awesome.
the direct link for the ABC charity. But if you want to go through a Hope for Ataxia website, you can go through there as well. Awesome.
So yeah, donate.
Do you want? And obviously, the money goes towards the NAF. And I think Mark and John also did an interview earlier a couple weeks ago about where the money goes for NAF. So, Nate, do you want to roll that clip for us?
And I guess where we can start, first of all, thanks for taking the time to speak with me today.
Of course.
And maybe where we can start is explain to people the importance of fundraising for the NF and what the money is needed for and where it'll go to.
Well, we certainly would not be able to do anything that we do, without the funds that are raised through events like yours, just really generous sponsors and all of just the people that come together to help raise funds for the National Ataxia Foundation and in turn, the ataxia community. That's really, we are kind of the, the pass through. We take in money from really generous donors, and then we give it out to those that need it and areas that can help. So to answer that kind of second part of your question, some of the funds certainly for this fundraiser specifically and all of our, what we call our passion fundraisers, really go towards accomplishing the mission of the National Ataxia Foundation. And that mission really is to accelerate the development of treatments and a cure while working to, improve the lives of people living with ataxia today. So that can be via our support groups. We have a wide range, of and a wide network of support groups, as you well know. They're not only across the US, but they are across the globe. So we support those, and in turn they support their local ataxia community. Certainly it goes towards funding the vital and up and coming kind of research that we do. That's probably one of the biggest things that we do here is evaluate and fund the next research that's really going to accomplish that mission. And certainly our overall vision at NAF is a world without ataxia, and we will not get there without the really great fundraisers like you're doing and without the generous support of our donors.
Right. So I think that was a very comprehensive answer, but just one more before I let you go here. Is it like, I don't know how long you've worked with the NF, but can you speak to any sort of personal experience and how you've seen how the work has impacted people with ataxia?
Well, I have personally been here for going on 3 years, since September of 2018. And I can talk a little bit about the history of NAF as well, just very briefly, if anybody's interested in that. And we were, founded in 1957. So we've been around for, a long time, which is really great. That's allowed us to establish, a lot of credibility and kind of roots in communities. That's really, really great. We were founded by, Dr. John Scott, and his family was dealing with ataxia, and he was an MD. He was a researcher, so that's kind of how he got started, and he wanted to find answers, and that's exactly what he did, and that's still what we do today. So certainly the work that I do and that we do and that NAF does, I've seen have, a profound impact on the ataxia community and the people in the ataxia community. I think in 2019, I believe, for, example, the annual Ataxia conference, for probably the first time ever, we had a lot of researchers that were very comfortable saying, hey, treatments are on the way. Treatments are very, very close. I know that Dr. Perlman is one of our kind of biggest go-to experts, and she's quite confident, that some big breakthroughs are very, very close. Currently, kind of that second part of NAF's mission is helping, and supporting people with ataxia today. Our support groups, as you well know, like I said, are vital in helping people find answers, find a community, come together to just be around people that are probably going through something very, very similar. So, all of those things are supported by NAF and help support NAF.
Okay, that's great. Well, I don't want to keep you too long, so I'll let you go. And I just wanted to let people know what this fundraiser is for and why we're doing it. And hopefully we have a great June.
Thank you very much, Mark, and thank you, seriously, for all that you were doing. I know one of your goals is to raise awareness, which is really, really important. One of the things that I'd like to raise awareness of is, in terms of research, a big part of that is having people, being willing to take part in clinical trials. Maybe if they're comfortable doing, the CORDS registry. We have a lot of things that we, kind of encourage involvement in, so that we can, really keep kind of the ball moving in terms of research too. So thank you for everything that you do. We really appreciate it.
Okay, well, I guess we'll end it there, and hopefully that helped a bunch of people understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I will talk to you later, John.
Sounds great, Mark. Thank you so much.
Michelle, I did want to put in my 2 cents here. I think that John was very humble because he did not mention the fact that NAF does fund a lot of research, and they allow researchers to apply for grants from NAF, which of course the research benefits all of us.
Yeah.
So it costs a lot of money to do research on medications and treatments. Also, NAF they probably did not say this. I know John didn't say this, but they have scholarships available for people who want to apply or go to the conferences but can't because of finances. So they do provide some scholarships that way. And then NAF also runs a great program of brain donation. And of course, anytime you do that stuff, it costs them money. Now, it costs you nothing. They do all the picking up and all the, details, but you just basically don't have to do anything. So all that stuff costs money. So the NAF, what they do is just great. It's instrumental. Even I got these little wallet cards that I keep with me in case I get pulled over, and that tell a little bit about ataxia and has your doctor's information on the back. And I easily could have typed something up, but I got a card directly from NAF that has their logo, so it's official. And that stuff, still costs money to print out. Believe me, I know. So yeah, there are a lot of resources that I think they're very humble about not talking about things that cost money. But Yeah.
And I do enjoy how NAF has like certain webinars with like experts like Dr. Perlman, who is a
Oh,
very
yeah.
well-known doctor in the ataxia community. She's been doing research and studies of ataxia for like over 30 years. So just having sessions with her is just amazing. To be able to
Oh,
ask
yeah.
live questions to her, that's
Yeah, because
awesome.
I sure can't go to California,
Yeah.
but I can watch a webinar. Yeah, definitely. That's invaluable.
Yes. So NAF has done so much for the ataxia community. So thank you, NAF. So now we want to go on to our next portion of our live stream, which is introducing some of the burpee athletes. So not all of them, unfortunately, were able to show up today, but I think we want to start off with our first person, Amy.
Do you want me to introduce Elizabeth Foss?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, she wasn't able to make it today because she's working.
Some people have to work on Saturdays.
Yeah. Do you want to read out her little blurb for that she gave us?
She is a occupational therapist that met us through Facebook groups, and she's been to a couple of our Hope for Ataxia support group meetings, and her knowledge is just incredible. I believe she started a group of her own, talks about how important, occupational medicine is, and it just started within I don't know, maybe 2 days. So I'm interested to see what people post up there, and I am definitely going to be contributing in some things.
Awesome. Our next athlete that we want to introduce is Sharla Hume. I think Sharla is here today. Let me just see. I think Sharla's here, right, Nate? Yeah, there she is. Hey, Sharla.
Hey, Sharla.
Hi, how are you?
It looks nice and sunny in California.
Well, the sun's another factor in doing the burpees.
Sharla, do you want to introduce yourself, or I can read off the blurb that you sent us, or?
It's all good. Just a quick shout out for those with ataxia. Here for you. Love you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sharla.
Sharla's brother has ataxia, or has RSAX.
Yes.
RSAX. Okay, and I know that Sharla is doing the burpees in honor of him, right? Her badass brother, is that what you said?
Brother.
Yeah, so Sharla is here on behalf of her badass brother, Jeremy Humes. Jeremy lives with a RSAC, which is a genetically recessive version of ataxia. Sharla actually attended the 2016 NAF conference in Orlando, hoping to find answers. She's humbled by the folks that she met, the ones in conversation, sharing personal stories, dancing, and hope. Along with this year's NAF first ever virtual ataxia conference in March being global and having the highest number of attendees yet, she is privileged to be a part of this community. And involving herself in the ABC challenge is to go beyond the boundaries of her comfort zone and to help share awareness of ataxia and the people that it affects. So thank you for sharing your story with us, Sharla. Keep going with the burpees. All right. I think the next person we want to introduce is Norma. I don't believe Norma is here with us, but she did send us a blurb. So Amy, do you want to introduce Norma?
I have never met Norma, but I know that her bio said she's from Northern Nevada, and she has, I think, SCA 10, the CA 10.
Yeah.
And I thought she was going to be on with us today. I guess not.
Yeah.
But, so I was interested in getting to meet her. Because, anybody who participates in this, I'm like, oh, I got to meet you. Because doing burpees is not fun.
Yeah.
But I know that Norma has a 16-year-old child.
Yep, she's a mom of a typical 16-year-old, she says, and a wife of a stubborn but patient with her husband. She has SCA10 inherited by her mother. She has, I think, 4 years with diagnosis of ataxia now, and she tries to work out 5 times a week. 5 times a week, that's crazy.
I know, that's awesome. That's crazy. Yeah. I try to do that, but my bed calls me.
Yeah. She just tried to go out for walks with her walking sticks, and she finds that if she's not active, she does struggle a lot more when trying to do workouts. She got involved with the ABC challenge on Facebook because of Mark, because Mark does post his live burpee streams on Facebook whenever he does it every day before the live stream. So she doesn't like burpees herself, but supporting funding ataxia research, she thought, why not? And she might as well do it before she can't. So she feels really good about it, and she's not angry, which is how she feels when doing burpees.
I know you gotta move every day a little bit, or else it does get harder for sure. Like Norma said.
All right. I think we want to introduce the Qrfit Team. So the Qrfit Team basically comprises of my husband and our friends, David, Gina, and Min, who, hey guys.
I noticed that they have their shoes off. That's awesome.
Yeah, so they have, so we're actually working out in Min's gym right now. He has a gym that he created in his garage, and he actually is a trainer for all of us, actually. So he does train each and individually for us. So when we're able to come back to the gym, he'll be training us, of course. And I just wanted to say that my husband and our friends are here to support me. So they don't actually have ataxia, but they're supporting me, who is the ataxian. And they want to help by raise awareness of ataxia. So thanks, guys. I love you guys. All right. And our next ataxian that we want to introduce is Melissa.
All right. Melissa is from
Central Illinois.
Okay.
Hi,
I
Melissa.
was from Chicago. Hey, Melissa. It seems like you had some people joining you.
Yeah, my husband's trying to do some for me, and my friend Emily. They're great. So they're doing some for me. I got a lot of donors out there. My friends.
They're lightening your load.
Yeah, and so my goal was to do 50, but I've already done 50, so I'm gonna have to do some more.
Oh, awesome.
But I'm not very good at them.
No worries. Like anything you can do, totally is fine, right?
The jumping is hard for me. So
the jumping is hard.
SCA3. I was diagnosed when I was 51 years old. I started having symptoms when I was 48, and my symptoms were falling. I just kept falling down, and that's uncommon. I'm a nurse, and so I knew that was uncommon for a 48-year-old to just keep falling down. And then my dad informed me that I probably had the same bad word shit that he had, and he didn't know what he had. And turns out through ancestry, I found out family had SCA3, and then the neurologist was kind enough to test me for that, and I did have SCA3. So at least now we know what I have. And the NAF has been wonderful for me because it is a rare disease, and physicians in the Central Illinois area don't know or haven't worked with ataxia yet, and or with SCA3 rather. And so I go to Minneapolis to the ataxia clinic. I go to Minnesota to the ataxia clinic. So anyways, I wanted to support the NAF because they've done so much for me, and Hope for Ataxia has been great. I've met great people like Amy and Michelle, and I've met some great friends through there. So I really appreciate everything you guys are doing.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. Get back to the burpees.
I'd like to see me do a burpee, but it's too embarrassing. I taught the dog how to do a burpee.
Oh, I want to see that.
Melissa, I think next year we might get a hockey team involved in doing burpees.
I love the Blues hockey, but we're out because we're sad this year. So I don't know if I'll root for Tampa Bay or the Canadians. Here, I'll let my husband try to film the dog doing a burpee.
All right. Thank you, Melissa.
This is Sadie. Hold it down that way. Can you see? Jump, sit, jump.
Oh, awesome.
That's my dog.
That is amazing.
She's done 4. I've done 50, so I'm beating her.
Awesome. Thank you, Melissa, so much. Thank you so much. All right. And then last but not least, we want to introduce Mark. Mark, as we know, who is a very important person in our Ataxia community. He is one of the organizers of the ABC Challenge and one of the founders of the Hope for Ataxia Foundation as well. He has the form of ataxia known as ARCA1. And he wanted to put this together and to participate himself because there are many people he knows with ataxia who's hoping for a cure. Hey, Mark, I see you're working really hard on those burpees.
Yeah,
How's it going?
I'm at 135.
Oh, awesome.
Wow.
You sound
Thanks to Sandra in Germany and somebody who's anonymous, I have to do an extra 120. So I didn't mind going to get to that. But
Mark, you should be like what I did and get a team of people and to do it for you. Basically, I'm hoping my husband and my friends will do it. Yeah.
But no pain.
Right?
But the reason I put this, it seems stupid right now, but the reason I put this together was because I know there are a lot of people going through a lot bigger challenge than I am, and my pain doesn't compare to the pain they must be going through every day, and I have the ability to move, so I better get off my butt.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Okay.
Continue doing those burpees. And Nate, your banner was correct. No sleep until the challenge is over, you guys. So our next segment, we're actually wanting to introduce Amy, who is an Ataxian. She's going to show us a few tools to use for exercising when you're an Ataxian, so who has movement problems. So over to you, Amy.
Okay, well, like I was saying before, I used to go to the gym every day, but COVID kind of nixed that. And before that, it was really difficult to get in and out of the gym just because the parking lot was so terrible. So I decided I would work out at home, and there are a couple things that I found that are really helpful. For those of you who like to work out with machines and do your arms, I've found that these bands are great. This one I bought, it was like yoga band. I just made a knot to tie to whatever I wanted. And I've seen that they also use these at physical therapy. So my idea was kind of like confirmed when I went to physical therapy. And then I found these exercise bands. And these I didn't open because I'm going to send them to someone who wants to use them. But do you see the little circles? Well,
I can see I can sort of see it.
Yeah, it tells you this one is an extra light one. So the tension on here is not very, very much. So this is what you would start with. And then you would eventually move to this bad boy here.
Oh my goodness, there's so many dots filled in.
Yeah. And so another tip is when you exceed the strength of this extra heavy one, just double them up and pull and do your exercise. Another thing that I found really helpful was I bought one of these balls, one of these it says it's a dodgeball. Michelle, I don't know about you, but this looks nothing like the dodgeballs that I was pummeled with in school.
It's a lot smaller.
This is like softer and squishier. And but as I've been sitting here, I've been putting this ball right between my knees and kind of working my inner thighs, which when I went to the gym, I used to love to get on that machine that worked that area because it was a little bit difficult for me. So I kind of missed that. But in a pinch, you can also use pillows or you can use a blanket, anything soft. I wouldn't suggest using a balloon because you might pop it.
It'll be a nice surprise for
Yeah, that's right. What other exercise? These bands I got, they have handles and you can unclip them and you can use the different bands. They're different, I guess, I don't know, tension.
The
but
resistance?
Yeah, resistance, tension, resistance. But each one is marked with how many, how strong it is or what the resistance is. So I'm working up. The 30-pound one is the, I guess, strongest. So I did work my way up there. It's not like I started there. But these are great because I have put them, I use them, like I put them on the bottom of my feet and pull. So I use them to do reverse sit-ups. I don't know if you've ever done that. But
I would ask you to demo it, but I know you're not going to.
No, yes. Sometimes knowing if I had to do a live demo, it'd probably roll off my foot and hit me in the face. That's how things go.
All right. Are there any other tools that you use for your exercise, Amy?
Yes, there are, Michelle. I'm glad you asked. I do have these no-tie shoelaces. And I have the elastic kind and I have just the silicone kind. Now, the elastic kind, I will tell you that they're really hard to get in there. So you have to use a lot of fine motor skills and obviously be very patient. But pro tip, I don't recommend that you would go all the way up. If you leave the laces open on the top, I guess, eyelets, then your ankle can move back and forth. And also notice these are a zero drop. So they're not like super, I got an example here. They're not like super fitness oriented. They're just regular everyday shoes. But you notice on these shoes here, they don't have a zero drop. And the zero drop is the ratio of your toe to your ankle or your heel. And if it stays around the same, it's a zero drop or lower shoe. But you see, these shoes have heels. And so this changes the way that you perform your exercise, or you can stand up. So zero drop shoes, at least for me, they work the best as far as keeping my balance and my gait as normal as it was. So
is it because your foot is like now flat on the floor and you can feel your whole entire foot?
It's more like if you were barefoot and if you can balance on a flat surface versus an incline. For me, the incline and declines are difficult. I will tell you also these silicone just straight across, they're a little bit cumbersome or a pain to put on your shoe. But the way I thought was, if they're really hard to get on, that also means, Michelle, they're hard to get off. So these
There's
were
more
really
walking
great
for you to do, right?
Yeah. I don't want to suddenly have them come off. But the only thing about the no-tie shoelaces, you can modify existing shoes so you don't have to buy anything new. But you still have to bend over and kind of like shimmy your heel back in the shoe. And that's okay. That is better than sitting there and tying it, and then having the laces come undone and having to mess with that. Yeah.
I mean, another thing you can do instead of bending over is use something called a heel shoe. Is that what it's called? The shoe horn? Shoe horn. That's what it is, where you slip it into the shoe first and you slip your foot so you don't have to just bend over and stick your foot underneath, stick your foot totally into the shoe.
Yeah, I've seen the long shoe horns that you don't even have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Is there anything else you want to share with us today, Amy?
Well, not really.
All right. So since we're talking about shoes and having the zero rise shoes so that your entire foot is kind of on the floor, we want to introduce one of the companies who are helping us with today's event, which is by giving us a coupon code for purchase, and that is Earthrunner.
I know. I looked at them last night and I was like, oh, I want some of those.
Yeah, they look actually really interesting. Yeah. So Earthrunner promotes physical health by putting your feet back into connection with the earth. Their minimalist sandals offer ample ground feel and feature their grounded conductive laces, which mimic the primal experience of being barefoot. So like you said, Amy, being barefoot is better for us with ataxia because we can balance better.
Yeah, I really like the idea of those sandals. I want some. I don't need any, but I want some.
So if you're looking to purchase some of these, or if you're interested in purchasing one of these, please use our code ABC2021 on the Earthrunner's website to get 10% off. And as well, 10% of each sale goes towards the NEF. So you'll be doing a good thing. And while buying some new shoes. Yeah, buy some new shoes as well. All right. I think this is the end of our segment that we have currently planned, Amy. And I think I'm going to turn it over to Courtney and yourself. And I might actually go do some burpees myself. And I might go back to my friends and my husband. So over to you, Courtney and Amy. Take it over, you guys.
Thanks so much, Michelle. That was great. You guys did a great job with hosting that whole section.
Thank you. Talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Bye, Michelle.
So thanks, Amy, for helping me out here. So I know you talked a bit about, your introduction and sort of about how you are connected to Hope for Ataxia. So I guess I'll do a bit of the same. So I did talk a little bit about me at the beginning, but I'll go into the history of Hope for Ataxia a little bit more. So Hope for Ataxia started from a conversation between friends on how we can make a noticeable difference in the rare diseases community. So Mark Dessa and I had the same passion and belief that we could add value. So we worked to make our passion a reality. And we're still growing and learning every day. There's definitely ups and downs, but the focus has always been on serving others and the community. We're hoping to be able to provide a voice to those who don't have one, and to provide hope. And we're so grateful to have come such a long way to have this first event. And as always, our mission and our goal is always to spread ataxia awareness globally. So I thought it would be a good idea to check out the comments and see what we've had come through.
Well, Courtney, I was just going to tell you thank you, because I think that you and Mark do a great job of maybe dispelling people's fear.
Oh, thank you.
So I think what you're doing is awesome and come a long way from when you first started. I mean, can you believe it?
No, I can't believe it. Yeah, I mean, to be able to be hosting our first fundraiser and doing this, I mean, it's something, we thought about and had a goal, but to be here, it's great. And, the community is just growing, and we're so happy that we've touched people and that we've had that, positive reaction. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. So I am looking at the comments. So we've got some comments here. Go team go. So yeah, it looks like those burpees are still going. Mark, if you're there, are you taking a break, eh? Oh, looks like, yeah. It's great. I know Mark has been
I'm taking a little break. I find that been going slower and slower. So I'm about 20 away from 200 right now.
Wow. It's amazing.
I've only got 360 to go, but I doubt that I'm going to finish them in like 15 minutes. So I'll do them later after I have some tacos.
You deserve some tacos.
Yeah.
Oh, good job, Mark. That's amazing and it's super inspiring for everyone watching. I mean, a burpee is a challenge, so you know that's a physical and mental challenge.
It makes me actually, I joke around and say burpees are difficult, but you know, Courtney, I wish that I was still in a position where I could jump. Jump and dance and move around.
You want to do them.
I would if I could jump, but it would be pretty. It would probably be a trip to the ER for sure.
Oh, you can always do modified or adapted.
That's right. Yeah. I could.
So I'm looking here. So thank you, Carmel, for your support as always. And yeah, Stephanie said, good, looking good. We've got comments really supporting all of our athletes on screen, which is great to see. So thank you to everyone who's, you know, tuning in and watching. And Nate, if you can put up where we are right now, I'm curious to see where we stand right now on the fundraiser and all the donations. Let's take a look. Wow. Okay, so we are over 7,600, which is great.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to continue donating, you can do so. You know, Mark mentioned some really great prizes, and I know you guys mentioned them as well. And we're going to have a draw for prizes for people who have donated any funds to our fundraiser. And we'll be doing that at the end, and there's some really great things that are going to be drawn. So we actually have a couple videos. The first one is one that is talking about how to get involved with the NAF. So, you know, the National Ataxia Foundation has been such a great resource for so many of us. And we wanted to show this clip of just the ways that you can get involved in the opportunities that there are. I know, Amy, you talked a little bit about this. So this is just sort of another sort of perspective on that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nate.
Get involved with NAF. Before we get into it, I want to let you all know that we don't want you to get involved with us. We need you to get involved with us. And we hope that we have enough information here that will spark some interest or spark some questions that you'll be able to submit to us today. And by all means, if we don't get to your questions today, trust that we will get to them in the very near future. Once again, this session is entitled Opportunities to Get Involved with the National Ataxia Foundation.
One important way to get involved with the National Ataxia Foundation is to become a member. NAF membership is free, and your membership not only keeps you informed, but it helps our mission and our community by having as many of those affected by ataxia as possible represented. As an NAF member, you receive invitations to live webinars, monthly e-newsletters, the Generations newsletter, research opportunity notices, local support group notices, and community event notices. The most important way to get involved with the National Ataxia Foundation is participating in research. As much participation as possible is vital to end ataxia. Your participation matters, and it matters now more than ever before because now we have clinical trials being conducted. You can find details on ways to get involved with research on NAF's website.
You know, really a lot of things, a lot of opportunities for everybody in our community to get involved with, from advocacy to our support groups and ambassadors. Hey, really nice presentation. Thanks so much. And you know what? I'm going to present another opportunity for you right now. It's a program that we call Passion Fundraising. And, it's really something that has really, a lot of people have really latched onto it. It's an opportunity where people can use not their heads to think of what they'd like to do, but their hearts. What's something that you'd like to do to help move the mission of the National Ataxia Foundation forward? We have several examples that we'd like to share with you. I mean, just on top line, we have our Pittsburgh support group each year that puts on a golf tournament. We have one of our great volunteers in Southern California, Jane Jaffe, who puts on a traditional tea. We've had people put on parties. People have done poker walks, all sorts of things that people love to do to help move the mission of the National Ataxia Foundation forward. And by moving it forward, I mean by raising funds, raising awareness about ataxia and what people who live with ataxia go through on a daily basis. And by doing all of these events, you're actually energizing our community as well. It's not that we want you to get involved with us, we need you to. And I think there's many people in this community that have jumped in with this, have really enjoyed getting involved. And it's best, don't sit on the sideline, get involved with this, jump in both feet. I think that you'll wind up meeting a lot more people. You'll have some great experiences. And like I said, we need you. We really do. When it comes to passion fundraising, like I said, don't think about what to do with your head. Use your heart and know that we need you. Thanks so much.
Well, I really hope you all do this next year.
Oh, I thought I was on mute. Ha.
I really hope
Yeah.
that
So what did you think
next
of the
year? Yeah, get some more teams involved.
Yeah, I mean the with what Joel said, with passion fundraising, the opportunities are endless in terms of what to do. I mean, I know someone who hosts like bowling, and does something, just an event, amongst her neighborhood.
Right? Yeah, just do what you'd like to do. Just raise money and do what you'd like to do and have fun.
Exactly. And I think, at the end of the day, it's making sure you have fun and spreading that awareness. Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, money always is good and it talks, but I think also, Courtney, just spreading awareness and letting people know that, hey, this thing does exist and does affect certain people in different ways, and you never know who you might be talking to who would also have this. And
exactly, that this happened, where people, it's with ataxia, it's so complex. There's often misdiagnosis, and it can be seen as something else. So I think definitely spreading that awareness, and the more people know about it, the better. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I have met a few people that, because they know that I have it, because I've talked about it, feel like, no, I think my mother had that, or my sister had that, or whatever. And then they start a conversation with their doctor for them.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing that there are other people out there that are living with this, that are fine,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It takes away that the fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm. And especially like finding a community that you can connect with. I mean, it's sometimes it can be tough, like you telling friends and family and things. But really having that community within that can really understand and sort of relate can also provide some solace as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whenever I find myself in a position where I have to explain myself again about ataxia, I usually just link them to Hope for Ataxia on YouTube. It's just so much easier,
That works. So I was thinking of asking the audience that's watching us some questions, and we can just read off the responses that we get.
Okay.
So I'm wondering how many of you or who's been doing their own burpees or version of burpees with us while this has been going on. It's like crickets in the back.
Yeah, so are they doing burpees themselves, or are they just watching everyone else sweat?
Yeah. Just sitting there with popcorn, just watching everyone else, And I guess my other question was, because, everything is very virtual now. Have you ever been involved in a virtual fundraising event before, or, participated in anything similar to this? I guess we'll see what responses come in, and we can read them out as they do.
Courtney, this reminds me of like the old telethons that used to be on TV. I mean, of course they had acts, they had singers, dancers, performers involved in doing the show, but it was all in one stage in one studio, and people would call in and give money.
Yeah.
So it's really just the same version, just new technology. We have people performing by doing burpees all over in California, in Canada, in Illinois. Yeah, so all over.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's better than a telethon because you can go all over the world.
And be able to just have that global reach. Speaking of burpees, how is everyone doing there? Let's see.
I thought I saw something about Mark was at 200.
Yes, yeah, he said he's at 200. Yeah.
So how many total does he have? 400.
Mark, how are you doing?
Sorry.
Or 7,600.
My total as of the start of this was supposed to be 562. So I'm way off. I'm not even at halfway yet.
Wow.
I just reached like 210. I reached 200 like maybe 5 minutes ago. It's taking me forever.
Good job, though. That's amazing, Mark.
Yeah.
And Michelle just updated us. The Qrfit team has done 550. Wow. Now I might have missed this, but Amy, do you know how many members are on the Qrfit team?
I counted 4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And I see someone is doing with a balance ball that is super hard. I don't know what that thing is called. That's like concave on one side and flat on the other.
Yeah, it's like
she's a beast.
Yeah. Wow. And Michelle said she did 10, which is amazing. It's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think next year we could look at how we could do something. Like I could do my elliptical all day long. I love it. And but I can't do burpees. So maybe like if I could do my elliptical for 10 miles or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That could work.
We could figure some alternative challenges. I usually don't do 10 miles, but that would be a challenge for me for sure.
The elliptical ataxia challenge. That's our next one right there. Amy, you got us sold. Well, this is great. And I'm going to hand it off over to Tim Anderson now to lead us through a cool down. We're going to wrap up the burpees at this point, and we're going to enter the final stages of the event, which is just the cool down, and then we're going to do the final prize draw.
Hi. Guys, great job. I'm going to be honest, watching you do all these burpees has made me very tired. So it is now time for the cool down. And all we're going to do is we're going to simmer down kind of the way we started. And we're just going to do it in reverse order. So if you can, I know when you're starting to do burpees, it's really hard to catch your breath sometimes, and you're breathing pretty fast. So we're going to try to slow our breathing down. And while we're doing that, we're going to just do easy cross crawls again. So you're going to take your left hand to your right knee, and then you can take your right hand to your left knee. And we're just going to work that back and forth. No more jumping on the ground. And we're just touching opposite arm and leg together by taking the right hand to the left knee, taking the left hand to the right knee. And we're just working that back and forth. If your breathing is slowing down and if you're able to, shut your lips and start breathing in and out through your nose. If you're able to. If you're not there yet, that is okay. But in the meantime, just gentle, easy touches, working left to right, right to left, touching opposite arm to opposite leg. All right. From there, we're going to get back down on the ground. We're going to get on our hands and knees. So we're going to do rocking again. So we're on our hands and knees, and we're just gently rocking back and forth. Keep your eyes and head on the horizon. Keep your chest nice and tall and proud. And just push your butt back towards your feet. And then push your shoulders up over your hands. Push your butt back towards your feet. And push your shoulders up over your hands. Just rocking back and forth. Again, if you're able to, close your lips. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And breathe in and out through your nose. If you're still breathing after doing 500 burpees, breathing pretty fast, and you can't close your lips yet, that is okay. But if you're able to, close your lips. Breathe in and out through your nose. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth while you gently rock back and forth. So butt goes back towards the feet. Shoulders rock forward over the hands. And now again, that was forward and back. What we're going to do now is draw big, slow circles with our belly button. So imagine again that there's a magic marker in your belly button. And we're going to draw big, slow circles with that magic marker in your belly button. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Hopefully your breathing has calmed down a lot now since you've stopped doing burpees. So if you can, close your lips. Breathe in and out through your nose as you make those relaxing, big and gentle circles in one direction. Now, if you're able to, stop and let's go the other direction. And you should be able to, because you're not doing burpees. This has to feel a lot better than burpees. So let's draw big, slow circles in the other direction now. Keep the eyes and head on the horizon and just work that belly button or that magic marker in that belly button and draw big, giant, slow circles. All right, from there, we're just going to stay on our hands and knees. We're going to take our eyes up and our head up and our eyes down and our head down. Eyes up, head up, eyes down, head down. Eyes up, head up, eyes down, head down. If you are comfortable on your hands and knees, awesome. If that feels like work and you want to rock your butt back towards your feet and get kind of in a cat pose or a lion pose, or a sphinx pose, some type of animal pose where you're up on your hands but sitting back on your haunches, you can do that too. But the thing is, eyes up, eyes down, head down. Keeping the tongue on the roof of the mouth. If you can, keep your lips shut. Breathe in and out through your nose. Eyes up, eyes down, head down. Leading the motion with the eyes, letting the head follow. Keeping the tongue on the roof of your mouth. All right, guys, from there, still on your hands and knees or sitting back on your haunches, you're going to look over your shoulder and try to find your back pockets. If you do not have pants with back pockets on them, try to find your back hips or your buttocks. So you're just looking for, see if you can find, if you had, imagine you were wearing pockets and you're just looking over your shoulder, trying to find your pockets that you either have or you're imagining that you have. And you're working that from right to left or left to right. So eyes right, head right, looking over your shoulder, eyes left, head left, looking over your shoulder. Can you see your back pockets? Or can you imagine seeing your back pockets? And just work that from side to side. Nice and gentle, tongues on the roof of the mouth. Working from side to side, breathing in and out through your nose. Hopefully your heart rate has slowed down a lot and you're feeling pretty good again. We're just working that, looking over your shoulders from side to side. Okay, now it's time to lay down. You're welcome. So we're going to lay down like Superman on our belly, and we're going to do gentle elbow rolls. So you're going to take your right elbow, look at it, and roll, reaching your elbow back to the floor. Just roll where you can, move where you can, don't move into pain. Come back to your belly, take your left elbow, look at it, and reach over behind you and see if you can touch your left elbow to the floor. Lower body stays loosey-goosey. You're just keeping nice and relaxed in your legs, in your belly, and you're just looking at your right elbow as you reach back behind you, trying to touch it to the floor. And then you're looking at your left elbow, reaching back behind you, touching to the floor. And we're just working that from side to side. Good job, guys. All right, now flip over to your backs. Put your arms out by your side. We're going to do windshield wipers again. So we're going to pull our knees up towards our chest with our feet in the air. And with our arms by our side, trying to keep our shoulder blades on the floor, we're just going to rotate our legs gently from side to side. So this is a great way to get some soothing rotation into the spine. And we're just rotating the legs side to side. You can just stare straight up at the ceiling. You can close your eyes. And while you rotate your legs side to side, it's very relaxing. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Breathe in and out through your nose. This should feel pretty good. All right, guys, we're going to do one more thing, and that's tuck you in, put you to bed. So roll back over to your belly, lay straight out, rest your head on your hands, and let's just breathe in and out through your nose. So again, we're trying to use our air to allow our belly to push the floor, to gently raise our lower back up and down. So if you feel your belly pushing against the floor, you're doing awesome. If you feel your chest pushing against the floor, you're still doing awesome, but just try to breathe a little bit lower down into your belly. So tongues on the roof of your mouth, you're breathing in and out through your nose, pulling air down to your feet if you can so that your belly pushes the floor as the air comes into your lungs. All we're really trying to do is fill your lungs up from the bottom to the top, taking advantage of the entire volume of your lungs really is the goal. And again, that's easier if you keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And we want to breathe in and out through our nose. And this tells our nervous system that I am safe and I'm feeling pretty good. Which could be a stretch after you've done 400 burpees. But it does tell your nervous system that you know how to breathe. You're feeling pretty good. So nice big breaths in. Allow your belly to push against the floor. Try to let go of any residual tension in your body. If you feel tension every time you exhale, just see if you can let that tension melt away. This should be soothing. It's okay if you fall asleep. You've done all the work. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Except breathe and enjoy your victory for doing all those burpees that you did. All right, guys. I'm going to let you continue to lie there, and you can go to sleep if you want. But Courtney, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Unless I need to turn it over to somebody else. But either way, I am done with the cool down.
Thanks, Tim. That was so good. That was very relaxing. I think we've all, decompressed from the burpees. I think I'm going to bring Mark up now to do the draw.
Yeah.
Give you some time to cool down.
I'm still sweating. Like I'm lying there and it's, yeah.
Oh, no.
Breathe more, Mark. Do some more breathing.
Tim, your voice is so relaxing. I almost fell asleep. You should do an audiobook. I think that would be great.
Thank you for the idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how are we doing this draw exactly? I believe Nate, you can pull up an app or something so we can do the draw. Or send me a link to it or something. Yeah, cool. So what we're going to do is we have a list of people who donated and are doing the challenge. And what we're going to do is draw from that list of names at random. And then we're going to pick five winners. That sound right, Courtney?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go with the first prize, I guess. Go ahead and start it. Oh, wow, that was quick. We didn't have to wait at all. Okay. So our 5 winners are Victoria McIntyre, Sarah Byrne, Deborah Turnbull, Linda Keefe, and Terry Lamb. No need. I mean, if they're here, great. I don't know if you're seeing this, but if not, we'll contact you. And they're getting a few cool prizes, like I mentioned, from Darby from Motivation. They're getting a sign language class from Mary Beth Farley, a cooking class from Troy Stewart. What else did we have, Courtney? 20% off supplements from Alpha Omega, and there was one more. Oh yeah, free consultation from One Step Mobility.
Yeah, and we've got an 80% off code for grabbers. If anyone,
right.
If we have that as well, and it's as well. We have the yoga with now.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot.
Yeah,
Natalie Marnico has kindly generated or donated one group class for 5 people, these 5 winners that you see on the screen. So again, we'll contact them and set all that up.
Yep, perfect. And Mark, we had a really great event today, and do you want to say some closing remarks?
Yeah, well, thanks to everyone who helped out with that. With this, it was our first event, and you really helped make it successful. We didn't quite meet our goal, but I mean, we're not going to stop. We're going to do this next year for sure, and hopefully double what we did this year. But thanks to everyone who helped out: Tim, Amy, Courtney, Nate, Michelle, Maxine, and Sandra also helped, and Joe, and yeah, I don't know who else is here. Thanks, everyone. Oh, and Sharla and Melissa, thanks for joining us. Okay, I guess we're done for today, and I'm going to go have some tacos.
Thanks for participating and doing all those burpees for us, Mark. It was a great show.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.